Hi, everyone. Welcome back to The Other Side of Music. Today, we are interviewing with Kennetic. So I am inviting him in, and I hope everyone... I don't know where you're located, but it is so rainy here. It is unreal. I was thinking about going out today, but I might not. Hi.
Hey, Rowan, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, I always do the same thing. How did you get your name?
My name? Well, got the name Kennetic from. I did have another name prior to Kennetic. I'm not going to say it, but one day I was in junior high school physics class. Didn't pay attention one bit, but guy next to me who I was friends with, he knew I was making music, and something about kinetic energy was going on that day, or kinetic energy, and he was like, "Dude, that kind of you should make your name like that." I was like, "Maybe," and then morphed it into Kinetic and stuck ever
Okay.
since.
All right. And ever since, so how long have you been doing music?
It's been 8 years now.
Okay. All right. And was it always your plan to have a record label?
Yes and no. I knew I wanted to be involved in music in some way, shape, or form. I really started out by I had a recording studio. I had a $20 microphone that you can get anywhere and a free program online. And I would just have friends in high school that would come over to my house and we would just record all the time.
Okay.
And so I definitely knew I wanted to engineer. But then I started to write too, and I just decided to go fully into it.
Okay. So, how did you come up with the name? And for those that are joining, Kinetic owns Planet Euphoria Records. So, how did you come up with that name? And when did you finally decide to do that?
Yeah, I've always loved outer space. I had an uncle who actually worked for NASA and worked on the Apollo, not Apollo, like the rockets that went up before they shut down. And then he did start working for SpaceX before he passed. But I've always had a love for space, sci-fi, and so on and so forth. But I've always loved music as well. So I just wanted to incorporate the two, see what I could do with the brand. And I feel like with music, it brings you a sense of euphoria. A lot of people think it was from the TV show. I've never seen the TV show in my life.
Oh,
Um,
oh.
yeah, yeah. It's only because I think that music gives a sense of euphoria and can drive so many different emotions.
Okay. Very nice. And how long has that existed?
Since 2020.
Okay, nice. And I see you have a very nice variety of artists.
Yep,
I've worked with a few of them.
yep.
So, yeah, that's nice. Um, so we'll jump ahead. I know you have something on Saturday. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Saturday we're doing a versus event at the Forge Urban Winery. We have four teams all going competing against each other. They have 25 minutes. Might be a 30-minute set. Might switch it up a little bit, but they'll just have the full time to get the crowd as hyped as possible. And the person with the biggest hype will get 4 to 6 hours of studio time with me.
Okay, that's really cool. So they're not all Planet Euphoria artists?
No, there's two groups that are non-playing Euphoria artists.
Okay, nice. That'll be exciting. I'll be there.
Yep. It'll be a good time.
um, so what was I going to say? I always like to ask goofy questions so
Yeah,
people can kind of get to know you.
sure.
So, what is your favorite food?
I would say steak. Definitely a steak.
What is a food that you would be totally happy never seeing again?
Mm, I'm such a foodie. That's a hard one. I love food. Um, I would say, ooh, cool. That's a hard one. Any like cool slimy food, like slimy sushi, I'm not cool with. Like
Yeah.
really raw slimy sushi, I'm cool with. I'm not a big raw foodie either.
Okay. Mine is lima beans.
Okay.
I could live my whole life without seeing a lima bean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Here's a whole story behind it, but this is your interview.
Actually, backtrack. Buffalo chicken dip.
Oh, really?
So my freshman year of college, winter courses, or I'm sorry, fall semester going into spring. I had a roommate at the time, and he had a mini fridge with him.
Hmm.
In the mini fridge, he unplugged it over the from fall to spring, but he didn't remove the contents that were in the fridge.
Ooh.
So whenever we went back in the spring, I opened up the mini fridge and plugged it in, and there was a month and a half old buffalo chicken dip that just came into the entire room. And yeah, I still cannot eat. I cannot eat buffalo chicken dip anymore to this day.
Yeah, yeah. I can totally understand that.
Yep.
Um, my lima bean story is I was little and my parents had gone out and my nana made dinner.
Yes.
And I did not want to eat the lima beans. I was stubborn when I was little.
Yeah.
Imagine that. And I refused to eat these things. And you didn't mess with my nana. So we sat at that dining room table all night. And my parents came home late. And my dad, it was his mom, he's like, just eat one lima bean. They'll show up tomorrow. And I'm like, no. So they sent me to bed. So I woke up the next morning and my nana had made this gorgeous breakfast for my mom and dad. And she took a plate out of the refrigerator and it was the same damn lima beans. And I was like, and my dad was like, just eat one. So I ate like a couple. That's all she wanted. I didn't like them. She threw the rest away. And I have never eaten a lima bean since. Like, my kids didn't even know what lima beans were till like a couple years ago. And they're 17 and
To be
23.
honest,
Like,
I don't think I've ever tasted a lima bean either. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had one before.
there's nothing to them. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, what is Mm, what is a song that you heard that maybe made you think this is what I want to do?
Mm,
Or first album, first song, something.
so the definite first. So I didn't even know that there was any other genre of music really besides country till I was about like 3 or 4. My mom, she only loved country music. Um, but then there were times where my dad, me and him would just drive. He would always play, there was 3 songs I always remember. Uh, Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. I love rock from that. But then also 50 Cent, Candy Shop, and In the
Oh,
Club. 50 Cent was the first time I ever heard any hip hop, anything. And from there, like, there's other things that he would show me, like Nelly. I love Nelly. I love old school hip hop.
yeah.
Old school hip hop, I'll always listen to. Then I discovered other things through that, like Eminem. I loved Eminem growing up. Um, and I would through Eminem, I would discover Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I would say that those 3 are like by far the 3 that I'm listening to most growing up. But 50 Cent was really the way that I learned about hip hop and the whole other like side of music and in general.
Nice. Very nice. So, I have this fun book. It's called The Conversation
Mhm.
Piece. And so you need to pick a number between 1 and 382.
382.
Yeah.
Let's do 256.
All right. 256. Okay. Oh, this would be neat. Um, Regardless of its monetary value, what is the single most meaningful Christmas gift you've ever received?
Hmm, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Um, Christmas gift. So As well as music, I love gaming and design and everything like that. Um, I would say the best Christmas gift, my freshman year of high school, I got the day one edition of the Xbox One whenever they had just switched over from the 360.
Mhm.
And I actually still have that game system, even though it's older and no one really uses that system anymore. I still have it. It's in my studio now. And we just have it there for anyone to play.
Okay. Um, Now, how do you feel, not what, how do you feel about pay to play? Um, yeah, you know where I'm. Give me your thoughts.
It's half the reason why I formed Planet Euphoria, because everything around this is very pay to play, and the whole music industry is pay to play pretty much. Can't remember who said it. There was an artist somewhere that said you need to have at least 100,000. I think it might have been the Migos that said it. You have to have $100,000 to have a song go number one at least, or at least go on Billboard. It's put that much money into one song.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Like
crazy.
it's very difficult, and you have to have a viral moment almost to even build off of music at all, because it's either you're paying massive amounts of money or you're doing something else. You have a niche, or you're just doing some sort of other videos or vlogging or something else. You're trying to get a viral moment and blow up off of that as well. And the whole industry is very different now than what it was and what I grew up loving. But it is very part of the reason why I formed Planet Euphoria, because we throw monthly shows where artists can just hop on the showcase. They just have to promote themselves. They don't pay anything to get on these showcases, but they sell tickets, and I even do ticket splits with everybody. Um, yeah, I'm not a big fan of pay to play, but
Yeah.
I had to buy this music studio, so I mean, everything's pay to play.
Well, yeah, everything's pay to play, but like you said, being in showcases or other shows and stuff, I'm big on that too. I tell my artists hang in there with me, and I'm like, sometimes it's slow going because everyone wants, they pay this much money, they can be in my show. No, no, no,
Yeah,
no. So, um, and venues are no joke either.
yeah,
Trying to book them, the cost, or how they want to be. It's like, oh, okay.
yeah.
But
I was lucky enough. There's a couple of venues in the area that they aren't crazy in price, where that's maybe like a booking fee of anywhere from 100 to 200 maybe, and maybe you have to do a bar minimum too. To me, that's not bad as long as you're getting the artist to push the crowd as well to buy from the bar. Because I understand needing to keep a service and make sure your bartenders are happy and everything like that, but some venues are just absurd.
and I know what venue you're talking about, and I love that venue.
Yep.
They are great, really flexible.
Yeah.
They'll work with you with pretty much anything, so it's a good venue. Um, so if you were not doing music, what would you be doing? Like, not like for your career.
Mm, 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 mm. On top of music, I love design.
Mm,
I design album covers, logos, all sorts of things. I feel like I still would have. I did venture towards design because I love music, but I feel like I still would have ventured towards it in some way, shape, or form.
okay, all right,
Because I do all the design work for the label and the studio, and pretty much a lot of the artists too.
cool. Now, what do you have a hobby? Not everybody has hobbies. Everyone should have hobbies.
Hmm. Um, Not really. I mean, this all takes up a lot of time. Whether it's booking shows or design work, I would say now the design work's mainly a hobby because I do design for businesses on the side.
Okay.
I do get paid off of it a little bit, but in, yeah, some people would say that the record label's a hobby, even though like this is like 40 hours of time too, even, and then on top of my 40-hour week job. So, yeah.
All right. And what are your goals for Planet Euphoria in the future? Do you just get bigger, expand
Definitely.
outside of
I want to
Pittsburgh, or
definitely want to go outside of Pittsburgh. One day I would like to start venturing outside of to different states, New York, Ohio, um, putting
oh, you from?
current artists.
Okay, you're there. Okay,
Okay, yeah, we had a slight power outage here.
yeah,
I
I
got off
saw.
of the Wi-Fi, but so really expand outside of the area to Ohio, to New York. I want to buy another recording studio in Pittsburgh as well. Definitely want to work with more artists. Would love to sign some people who can help to manage it.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, just overall expanding as much as we can.
Okay, all right. So, what is something about you that people would never guess?
Hmm, interesting. Um, I'm a big traveler. I love to travel. Um, go all across the world. Yeah, I would say traveling is probably something, and being a foodie. People wouldn't expect me to be a foodie or travel.
Now, by foodie, do you mean you like to cook and or bake, or you just like to eat all kinds of stuff?
Eat all kinds.
Okay.
I do cook a little bit, but I do like to eat all kinds of food.
Okay. All right. Um, and what do you do? Oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. um, so what other shows do you have coming up in the, next couple months till the end of the year or something like that? Do you
I'm
have?
Yeah, so I'm trying to. I haven't announced anything yet, but I'll at least have two more shows at the Forge River Winery coming up, and then I'm trying to book up a couple more shows. I want to do. I haven't. I'm not going to announce the name yet, but I want to do like a small like festival slash time period of shows. Like it's not gonna be show after show the same day, but it'll be like maybe a whole week of shows or like a whole like month and a half of shows, something like that. Where I'll just be working with different vendors, people who promoters, and venues about different areas because I would definitely want to expand out of just the certain venues that we've been working with already.
Mhm. Okay. Well, that looks fun.
Yep.
We'll all look forward to that.
Yep.
Um, so, what is your favorite song that you've made?
Hmm. I would say I have a couple. Because I'm different. I'm a very dynamic artist. I love Bruce Wayne that I made off my last album. Late Nights and Obvious. Those are probably my top three on that album that I made.
Okay.
And then um, All Right that I put out just recently. That's another one of my favorites. And then I feel like as well, uh, everyone will say this, but a lot of the new music I'm working on that's unreleased too are some of my favorites as well.
Okay. Now, have you ever had a song that you put out and you're like, but it turned out that like fans loved it. Fans loved it, and you were like, oh, okay.
So the before I had even yeah, it's still out. Eh, I, I hate the fact that I'm even going to say it, but so whenever I first started making music, it's a song that I recorded in my bedroom at my parents' house off a $20 mic and free recording software. It's called The Purge, and it was sampling the intro from The Purge, the movie, like the
Yeah.
or like emergency alert. And I put that song out in, I want to say April or May of 2019. And this was before I even knew about Spotify for Artists, that you can track your insights and track everything. And I pretty much just put it out and did nothing with it. And then September of that same of 2019, I logged in and for the first time I learned about it. And I'm pretty sure it was at like like 20,000 views or 20,000 listeners. I was like, oh. And it was just getting added to playlist after playlist to playlist. I'm like, oh. So then to today, I think it's at 80,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's still gets plays to this day. At least gets maybe like 200 per week. But me personally, I'll never perform the song. I'll never play the song. I don't like the song. I might, if I had the beat, I would possibly think about revamping it because it's a really good beat, but I can't find it. So, uh, yeah, it'll just sit there in existence.
That's funny. It's
Yep.
always the things that you don't think of
Yep.
or shove to the side, and then people are like, "Wow."
Yep.
Like,
And I'm
okay,
just like, come on, come on. There's so many better songs than this one. Come on.
that's fine.
Yep.
Now, how did you know you could sing?
Um, I've always been into music side of it. I would say since I was fourth grade, I've always played instruments. So I played the saxophone, and I switched over to the trombone. So I played both bass and or woodwinds and brass. Um, can play a little bit of tuba as well, and then I picked up a little bit of guitar. I've always wrote. Sing, I haven't really tried singing until the past 2 years. Um, I
Okay.
would always really try to kind of more so rap over the beat
Hmm.
and not really sing. Or more spoken rap, but it was more spoken word. And then I can more or less do it now. Like I can rap if I needed to. But yeah, it's been only the past couple of years that I started actually singing. And then I went to vocals or to a singing coach for a little bit that lives by me. And she helped me out for a little bit. And yeah, it was just the past couple of years. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Now, do you still play any instruments?
Every once in a while, if I'll remember how to play the trombone, of course, and the saxophone. I played those for years. So if I ever picked up one, I could. But a little bit of guitar, I've been learning for years now, whenever I can. And then a little bit of keyboard as well.
Okay. Now, if you could perform with someone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Hmm. Dead or alive? That's a difficult one. Wow. I would say I would love to have Elton John play piano for me.
Okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. And then part two of the question is where? It could be anywhere in the world. Money didn't matter, time, travel, it all doesn't matter.
PNC Park. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
PNC Park. Just a hometown show with having Elton John singing at PNC Park with that view. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Um, and are you from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, born and raised.
Okay. Um, and how do you feel? Okay. So how do you, hmm, how do I word this? What, what would you change in the current music industry here in Pittsburgh?
A lot.
Yes, I know.
A
Narrow
lot.
it down.
First off, I would just eliminate pay to play completely.
Mhm.
Um, Best way I'm trying to do that is I'm going to be throwing open mics here. I'm trying to find a good venue for it where it's just free to come in, free to perform, free for everything. Um, Definitely eliminate that. I'd eliminate. I don't even. I don't even know how to possibly like really phrase it, but I would eliminate the toxicity that is brewed within the area for the longest time, because it's always no, who's number one, who's number one, who's number one, who can get there the best, but it's never like how can we prop each other up to get there, you
Yes,
know? And
yeah,
and I feel like it's all very individualism and not very helping people out.
yes, absolutely. Um, I 100% agree with you. There is a very small amount of unity.
Yeah.
which is tiring.
Fair.
And yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
finding unique ways and stuff like that. But yeah, you're right along with most of the people that I've interviewed, whether they've been artists or even I interviewed a comedian, and he kind of had the same
Wow.
similar thought. So yeah,
And as well, like me being someone who would love to see that, I feel like I don't see enough of shows from other people other than the people I just know. And I would love to see them. I just don't know where to find them. That's a thing. Like I'm always looking, browsing for events and stuff like that to be a part of, but like I'm not quite sure, you know.
yeah. From the booking side, well, you do booking as well.
Mm.
That is very difficult. And I honestly tried to start an event calendar where everyone could pour their events, send them to me. So it was kind of like a close to a one stop. You could just look at this calendar and see what's going on, at a bunch of places. But that's hard pressed too.
Right.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
There's a couple of pages that are really good for promotion in Pittsburgh that I try to tap in with, and I try to always see what's going on, but there's always so much going on. But there are a couple of really good pages that will show like events and different stuff going on in Pittsburgh and different music too.
Yeah, I use a couple of those pages too. But
Yeah.
I know one artist that I'm working on putting him in one of our shows. You know, he was sending me his music. He's like, I just won this award. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'm like, where do we use the award? He's like, it was in Pittsburgh. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. So he showed me all the details, and I'm like, I didn't even know that existed.
Oh,
Like, there's too much. I don't want to say little stuff. So it's not, things aren't little. There's like, that's where
there's,
you would
it's
come in.
like oversaturated of not enough promotion. I feel like that. Like there's a bunch of events going on, but there's not enough good promotion of those events. Like they just don't get it out there enough.
Yeah, that could be. Um, well, not could be, that is. How do you feel about working with venues um, as far as the promotion side? Like, I always, when I talk to a venue, I check to make sure that they also are going to promote the show or whatever alongside with what we do. How do you,
Um, I feel like a lot of, I mean, the venues I work with and have worked with in the past, most of them have been good with pushing the event as well
Mhm,
and making sure things go smoothly. Um, there have been a couple of venues in the past where they'll just have you show up and they won't do anything with it at all. I don't really work with them anymore,
mhm.
but I feel like the venue should at least make a post showing that indeed that the event's happening. Because if not, what's the whole point of this? Because come on, like it would help to boost up the venue too.
Right.
Um, yeah, I feel like it's just a lot of things. Even like recording studios. Recording studios should be showcasing the artists that record there too, not just the equipment. It's like everyone.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and how do you feel about I will say, uh, the non-responsiveness out there? Well, I can see with that slow eye roll that you have feelings.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I just don't understand why a lot of people say that, oh yeah, I'm hungry, I'm in it, I want it, but there's not enough drive or action. I feel like a lot of people just expect it to fall in their lap, and people think things that happen overnight, and nothing happens overnight. Like it took me 4 years till I had this place, the recording studio I wanted, and and I had the dream of having it for those. Actually, it was before those 4 years. I had the dream of doing that maybe longer, but like I don't know. People think things happen overnight, and it's just like that, and it's perceived like that a lot, but it's not. There's so much work, so much effort. Like, and I can't stress this enough too. A lot of artists think that I'll just release a song and that's it. But like, I don't think it's ever been like that, especially not in the 2010s, maybe not even in the 2000s. Like, there's some sort of marketing, some sort of idea put behind it. Like, it's not just you release, you make a post, and that's it. Like, you got to have a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
But people just don't understand that, I feel.
Yes. And you know, I've gone, I mean, I'll put myself out there. I've gone round and round with a few venues. I'm like, how do you start a conversation and never finish it? Or you know, you say email to this person and no one ever responds.
Yep.
It's like, well, okay. So when I see another venue closing or something, I'm like, I feel bad for them, but I'm like, I'm not surprised. Um, I used to own a food business. You didn't tell people about you. You weren't going to get any orders or
Mm-mm.
repeat. So that's mind blowing to me. I don't know.
Yep.
Um, I think I've made some friends along the way, but maybe not.
Yep. Hopefully me as well. I agree.
Yeah. Um, so how can people find you? How can they find you first, and how can they find Planet Euphoria?
I'm primarily on Instagram. I don't really do too much outside of Instagram. That's primarily my main focus. I do have other accounts, but Kennetic, that's me all across the board. Um, but then Planet Euphoria is YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. All the artists have different YouTubes, Instagram, Facebooks. Me specifically, just Instagram though.
Okay. All right. And so I know you're on Spotify, but do you happen to have, and I don't know if that's a thing that, I don't know. Does Planet Euphoria have Spotify? Or, yes. Okay.
Yeah, we have one singular song out that we released last year. We would at some point like to make a whole collab album all together under that Plain Euphoria Spotify. But yeah, Plain Euphoria also has Spotify, Apple, and everything really.
Okay. Nice. All right. Um, anything what's a piece of advice you'd like to end with?
Hmm. If someone tells you you can't, don't let that be the only driving factor. If someone tells you that this isn't for you, don't let that be the only driving factor. Like, even if they are right and that one singular thing isn't for you, there's something out there that is, and that you can work towards, and that you can be a part of.
Nice. Very nice. Kind of that assumption that everybody is good at something.
Yep.
Just got to find it.
Yep.
Yeah. Very nice. All right then. I am I'm out of questions, I think. Um, is there anything else you wanted to add?
Um, Actually, yeah, one more thing. So every 2 weeks at the launch pad, we do for plenty for your artists and then some collaborating artists too. Every two Sundays we in the month, or every other Sunday in the month, we do. I don't think that came out right either. Uh, every other Sunday, we do a workshop at the recording studio I own for artists. Free time. They can just come in, work with people that are there, and just use the time and do whatever they want with it.
Okay. All right. Um, text me the details of that after.
Absolutely.
I'd like to know more about that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, good. This has been a fun interview.
Definitely. Yeah. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it a lot.
Absolutely. And like I tell everybody I'll probably do it later today. Hopefully the power doesn't go out. But this will go on Instagram instantly, like as soon as we end.
Mhm.
But then I post this video on YouTube,
Okay.
and then I'll post the audio on Spotify and on the RST radio station.
Awesome.
So it'll be everywhere.
Awesome.
All right. Good. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It was nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you too. I'll talk to you soon.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.